everybody, welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Justin.
I am Pete.
And we are here to talk comics as per usual.
Yeah.
Not about our feelings, but about comics.
I'll never talk about my feelings.
I know. You should start. Do it right now.
No.
Powers number 8, Batwoman number 6, and of course Wolverine the X-Men number 5. A lot of series.
Not Wolverine and the X-Men Alpha versus Omega. Wolverine and the X-Men number 5.
Great, yeah. Don't be confused by that.
I get confused by that.
You get confused by so many things.
Screw you.
Batwoman number 6 to kick it off from DC Comics. This comic, usually J.H. Williams III usually handles both the writing and the art on this. This week, he's just doing the writing on this. It broke Pete's heart,
yeah.
But I gotta say, my point, that usually the art is beautiful. And this art's very good. It's a little more comic book-y, rather than the sort of the painted stuff we've seen earlier, and like the real emphasis on panel structure. Here, though, I gotta say, because the art is a little bit more, not to say it's bad, but it's just like less
it's a different style.
It's a different style. It emphasizes the characters a little bit more, which I think is great, especially at this point in the series. A lot's happened very quickly for these characters, and there's sort of a large ensemble here. It was really nice to sort of be able to lock down and really be focusing on what's going on with them. And I think having, I guess, a more basic art for this issue really helped.
Okay, I completely disagree. What was great about this comic was we were holding this up as this is what comic books should be. The mix of art and panels and storytelling that has the reminiscence of what this comic is about. It was dark, it pushed you places, just like the panels pushed different ways. It was really amazing, and you never knew what was going to happen. With each page turn, you didn't know what was going to come next, and the panels and the art brought all that together. So when you change that, especially like after number 5,
it really
No, I understand that, but it's hard because we love something so much, and then when it changes, it's like, why would you take something that was so money and so fantastic?
Because you were like, you so money back.
Yeah, it was like you're like this bear
so
with these
money.
claws and these fangs. All right, we're old. Anyways, it's one of those things where it pulls you out of the story a little bit, and it's tough because it is so amazing and it's so great, and it continues to be. It's a fantastic comic, but it's just tough when you go from a 10 to a 9. You can feel that.
You can feel that.
Yeah.
But the story-wise, I think this series has been doing really well. Of all the
but it was also interesting how it went from where it's a different art, and also she had a different like costume. You know what I mean? So that was kind of an interesting change the way that happened with it. I thought that was kind of a cool way to do it.
Yeah, I think the character is moving into a really interesting direction. So I definitely think of all the new 52 books, this one there's a lot going on that doesn't feel like.
Plus, I could really relate to her because she was like complaining in the comic about having an annoying person just chirping in your ear. So I was like, yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah, Zalvin. Alex Zalvin. Real chatty Cathy, real chatterbox.
Yeah.
Let's move on and talk about Wolverine and X-Men number 5.
Yeah, let's skip Powers, go right to that.
We'll get to Powers. This series is so much fun. I gotta say. I don't know, Pete, this series has a different artist than the first few issues, so did that bother you?
Sure, not as much though, just because I feel like the art wasn't such a huge part of the story and what made it so great. It was, I love the artist, and it did make me sad when they switched artists. But I didn't feel it as much in this series. So I don't know if that's good or bad. But I do love that what's fun about this is it is kind of this seriousness of like Wolverine, what's it like when Wolverine's running stuff, and the fun of like all the craziness, but also the characters. Like the fact of like Beast doing a lab inside somebody, and the whole time you're like, who is this? Yeah. And then the reveal, the spoiler alert when Toad's like, blah. That was hysterical.
It was funny, and like especially as a counterpoint to the other X-Men title, Uncanny X-Men, it's really like intense, like darker, and much more like the stakes are so much higher. It's like it's fun. It reminds me of reading X-Men comics as a kid, when like it seemed like you could see them playing the old baseball game out in the field. Like there's all this great stuff going on at once, and it's a little more lighthearted and it's more adventurous.
But at the same time, it could benefit from taking itself serious, because this is serious now.
It is serious.
This is, the Jean Grey school, and Wolverine's running it, so I wouldn't mind if it got darker and really dealt with stuff, because there is a lot of serious stuff going on.
Pete, you need to let a little sun in your life.
Yeah.
Let your emotions out. Get a look at a rainbow.
Screw you.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, yeah, this is a great series. It continues to be solid, and it's also just kind of a fun way of exploring the X-Men, like you said, in a kind of a light, cool way.
Yeah.
And also, I can't wait to see what's going on with Wolverine in space. That's kind of a fun setup.
Coming up, yeah, next issue, Wolverine Quen Quire.
Yeah. And it's also cool because it's like in another issue in the Omega versus Alpha.
Yep.
Or
Alpha and Omega.
Yeah. I usually flip things. It's them against each other, so it's kind of a cool thing where it's like them teaming up. Although it does confuse the worlds a little bit.
Let us know which X-Men comic you prefer. I feel like it really speaks to the two different camps of X-Men fans. And let's cap off the episode with Powers number 8, which is back.
It's back.
Yep.
Back in the New York groove.
Oh, nice. Ace Frehley of Kiss fame. Saying that song. So in here we have the Power Squad. It's been elevated. All their the police department is dealing with dead gods. Which is nice, as opposed to just dead superheroes.
Yeah, they're really taking it up a notch, right. And this is kind of a hell of a grabber issue. This is very big stuff going on. Also, cool panel structure. You know, you have to turn the comic as you're reading it, which is always fun. I always appreciate when they're trying to push stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just a classic kind of comic grabber, where like first issue that really kind of gets you up to speed, grabs your attention, and then that last page kind of leaves you hanging for what's to come.
Yeah.
Also, a little nudity, dead body nudity, which doesn't really count as much.
Well, you mentioned it, so clearly there's a little bit of a turn on there. Enough to say so.
No, that's not true.
Come on, you talked about all these comics today, and nudity finally brought it up, and it was a dead body.
Well, it's there, anyways.
This comic, it is very good. It seems like Benson Oming, this is like their real, sort of their love letter comic. You can feel they love working on it because of the way that they really push it a little bit. I think page by page you can really feel the effort from both of them that goes into it.
And a great job, too, of art and writing coming together in kind of a perfect way that really symbolizes what they're trying to do with the comic.
Yeah.
And I feel like if this team ever kind of mixed up or whatever, it would really...
And I don't think they would do that. Like, talk about that. I don't think there would be a Powers without Oming on it. And of course, by this.
But yeah, it's such a cool idea of like in a superhero world, you know, how do cops kind of keep up? And then if they do kind of handle things, what would happen if gods were a part of that?
Yeah.
And it's a cool, you know, first issue back. It's not issue number 1, but yeah, just kind of getting you up and running with the series. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Guys, that's a show. This has been Comic Book Club. Come check us out every Tuesday night at 8, the People's Improv Theater here in the city. We do the live version of the show.
Yeah, not the live version of this show, but...
Yeah, well, it's very similar. And check us out. We're on the Nerdist Network now, the audio podcast of the live show. Definitely check that out. And there are more surprises coming your way in the near future. We can't tell you about them yet.
Guys, thanks everyone who's been tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.